We are on episode 18. We got DV Socks in the house.
What it do?
We got DV Macho. And DV Slasky is on vacation. He got that vacation time, so...
He's got a week off.
We're paying him to take a little bit of leave. No, but on the serious note, he's got some family coming in town, so he's taking this episode off, but we're going to have a great time. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about this week. So a few things we want to talk about. We want to get heavy into football this episode.
Let's go.
We want to talk XFL. We want to talk about fantasy football running backs. It's going to be big time. We want to talk about Joe Burrow and his flaming appendix. And
no joke.
We actually have a special guest for that conversation, so that'll be fun. And then we want to talk about the NBA. KD, what the hell is going on with that? And then we'll get into our gaming topics with how do you like to play sports games, and what kind of sports games would you like to be remade? But like with every episode, we're going to start off with our introductory question. And the question for this week is, if you could choose any dog in the world, what kind of dog would you want? That's a tough question.
We got to give it to Sam first.
Sam, you're up.
All right.
The
all right, Sam
answer.
It's a good one. Good one there.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. This time. We'll leave you for last since you went first last time.
Hell yeah!
All right. Any dog? I arguably have the best dog in the world currently, so that's tough. Monkey is my boy. He's a monkey dog. His name is literally Monkey, and he's my dog.
He is a monkey. I can't. Well, I was gonna say a monkey on all fours, but monkeys do walk on all fours most of the time. But
on
he
occasion.
is a dog in monkey form. Monkey in dog form. Sorry.
No, he is me in dog form, and he's more like a He is more like a roommate to me than he is like my dog. Boys. Dude, we're literally boys. He'll come out of his room and be like, "What up, bro?" And then he'll dap me up. We'll drink like a beer and be like, "All right, I'm gonna go play video games." He's like, "Yeah, me too." And then
all right, Dad.
Well, we won't see each other until like the next day. And we're like,
I'm gonna go watch TV in the room, Dad. You go ahead and play some FIFA. I'm gonna go watch TV over there. You know, maybe we'll meet up later and go for a walk or something. What you think?
Let's go get a pizza.
Maybe get a beer or something later.
All right.
That's so funny, dude. Y'all are straight up boys, and he's a dog. That's awesome. What a relationship, dude. What a relationship.
I'm telling you, best dog ever. But if I could choose any dog in the world, what kind of dog would I want? So there's a specific dog that I think of with this question. I don't know if you know the classic tales of Wishbone. What's the story, Wishbone? No? No?
Nope, doesn't ring a bell.
Nope. Okay.
That's gotta be old as hell. That's gotta be from like the late 80s.
Dude.
No idea. I'm clueless. It's gonna be all you here.
It is fucking old. It was when I was a kid. It's old as shit. But
straight 80s.
All right. It's a Jack Russell Terrier. He's this little dog. It's a Jack Russell Terrier. His name was Wishbone. And they would read books, and he would literally be the main character in all these books. And he would have like these little dog costumes on, and they would tell the story of Robin Hood is one of them. So he would have this Robin Hood costume, and he was literally Robin Hood. But he's just the cutest little dog. I will say,
that's awesome.
If I'm ever gonna get another dog, I'm going with a tiny dog because nobody wants to dog sit a fucking giant.
Just a massive,
hands down.
Great Dane.
Bro, and then the size of those shits, hard pass. So,
dude, who has massive shits? Your son has massive shits. I'm going to move on from there.
Dude, he has straight man shits.
Dude, that kid takes bigger turns than I do. All right, so my pick. So I heard that this was our question, and I immediately knew. So I have a dog crush. I don't know if that's weird or not, but there is a dog that I am absolutely in love with, and I don't even own it. But if I did own a dog, we would be in a very intimate relationship.
Oh my god. Okay, let's take some steps back because it's getting fucking weird.
All right. We'll take a couple steps back. We'll be boys. You know, father, son, you know, throw a ball, catch it. I want a golden doodle. If you don't know what a golden doodle is, it is a golden retriever mix with a poodle. And they are the cutest small to mid-sized dogs you will ever find. If you haven't seen a picture of a golden doodle, look it up.
I've been seeing these.
They're so adorable and they're so smart. They're like so smart. They love being outside. They love attention. They listen. They do tricks. They're like the prime dog. And so they're curly and they're fluffy, right? But they don't get tangled hair. They are. It's like their hair is like the golden retriever side makes it not tangle. It's impossible. It's crazy. I mean, I imagine if you let it just, you know, don't take a bath.
Dude, I've been seeing this dog in our neighborhood. I don't know who owns it, but that's a good looking pup.
Dude, like it is a nice dog. That is my dog.
It's no wishbone, but no wishbone. But we'll carry on from that,
dude. It's even better.
All right, let's get into our sports topics. I think we've goofed around enough and gotten in weird places. Let's move past this. Let's get to some football. Let's talk XFL because there's some news that dropped in the XFL. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Black Adams, that dude coming out with XFL. They dropped the team locations and the head coaches of these teams. And dude,
I just want to say real quick, Texas is loaded. It's very clear how big Texas loves sports by where they chose and how many teams they chose in Texas. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson knows what the hell he's doing. This guy succeeds in everything he does. Clearly, wrestling, acting, anything. So,
except play NFL football.
Except playing NFL football, yeah. I think if he played NFL football now, he'd probably be successful. The dude's massive. But
he'd probably be getting injured.
That's true. He'd probably pull a hammy. But so we'll go into the team locations. I'm gonna just start with the Texas ones because Texas has 3 teams, which is insane. We have Arlington, Texas, which is a massive sports town with the Texas Rangers. It's pretty much Dallas as well. All one city, Dallas, Arlington. Massive
Fort Worth,
sports fans.
Arlington, Dallas, all the same area.
Dude, that's such a good sports town. They have Coach Bob Stoops, who is known for his college coaching, correct?
Yeah,
massive
Oklahoma. Sooners, legendary coach of Oklahoma. So.
There's some really good coaches in this league. Like, I'm expecting this league to succeed now. It's going to be good stuff.
Dude, I saw these names and I was like, there's some legitimate coaches. There's some legitimate football players in these teams, coaching these teams. And then there were some names I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I don't know who the hell that is. But
who the fuck is that guy?
But I digress.
We got
Arlington. So Arlington has Bob Stoops.
One of the biggest cities, I think the biggest city in Texas, Houston's going to have a team. They have to, right?
Obviously.
Houston has Wade Phillips as their head coach, who is like, I feel like 2 years ago was coaching like the Rams or some like defensive coordinator for a like playoff Super Bowl contender. And he's coaching
I'm not going to lie, every time I hear Wade Phillips, it just makes me want to hug someone. That's what I think of. I picture Wade Phillips and I just immediately want to hug someone. I don't know why.
He's so
that's just what happens.
Soft. He looks like he's soft.
He looks like just like nice,
if I bumped into
old
him,
man. Just want to give a hug. Probably smells
And
like
then,
Old Spice.
so the third Texas location, which, dude, this coach blew my mind, and I am amped about this coach. So there's a team in San Antonio, Texas, baby.
Let's
in
go,
the Alamo Dome. San
that's my
Antonio.
That's
Dude, I'm
my
so
city.
amped. I gotta go see XFL games in San Antonio, coached by Hines Ward. The one and only,
Dude,
the catch, Hines Ward.
Bro, and you know when that what was that team that they used to have? The short existence of the
Commanders.
AFL? They had the Commanders, and they had such big support.
Dude,
so
yeah,
this is
I think they had the biggest
awesome
crowd.
that San Antonio is getting another chance with this XFL team, and it's huge. And they got Hines Ward as their coach. Like, dude, who does not want Hines Ward coaching their team? That dude's got BD energy. You know what I mean? That's all I got to say about that.
All right, we're gonna go on. So clearly, Texas is gonna be big in the XFL. I'm super excited. I got 3 areas to watch some XFL football. Next team is gonna be Orlando, Florida. Coach Terrell Buckley. Orlando's gonna have a team,
is this
right?
guy? I don't know who that is,
but he ain't no Hines Ward.
Of course, Florida has a team. He's not Hines Ward. I tell you what. All right, so Orlando, cool. What's next?
We got Vegas. Obviously, Vegas has to have a team. They got to have somebody get arrested on their team at some point, right? Coach Terrell Buckley. I don't know who that is. Sorry, too soon?
No,
too soon?
you just doubled the coach names. It's Rod Woodson.
Rod Woodson.
If there was going to be an XFL coach in Las Vegas for the Raiders, it has to be Rod Woodson, right? Like,
I'm gonna be real. I don't even know who Rod Woodson is.
Dude,
You're thinking of Charles Woodson. You're thinking of the cornerback. God Almighty, Jesus Christ! We're gonna move on to the next team.
No, dude. You know what? I'm getting old. You know why? Because our whole last episode, I'm calling Giancarlo Stanton Mike. I've been calling him Mike. Dude, that dude has realized he's been Mexican for years now. Like,
that dude's been Giancarlo for like 10 years now, and you're still calling him Mike Stanton.
I don't know why. I know he's Giancarlo Stanton, and I, for some reason, had to keep calling him Mike in our last
it just
episode.
Felt right.
Oh, God.
Nobody hits bombs like that guy, and it's called Mike Stanton. This dude is Giancarlo. All right. We also got a team in Seattle. Seattle is one of the biggest cities, like, in America.
Seattle,
big
Washington.
Sports fans. Coach Jim Haslett. I don't even know who that is.
He's a legitimate coach, man. That's a good coach for them. We'll see what Seattle comes out with.
We got St. Louis, Missouri has a team as well. Coach Anthony Becht. I don't know who that is either, but St. Louis always has good fans. They just lost the Rams.
St. Louis is just a sports powerhouse, man.
Dude, they're going to be heavy, I bet you, because they lost the Rams, so they got some people who want to see some football.
They're going to be loving some football coming back.
All right, and then last but not least, we got Washington, D.C. with Coach Reggie Barlow. And, you know, this team's going to Washington.
Reggie Barlow.
This team going to Washington, D.C. has your boy feeling some kind of way. Your boy DB Sox has a conspiracy theory on why the XFL is going to Washington, D.C.
Let's hear it.
So Washington, D.C. has an NFL football team currently and is arguably the worst team in NFL history. I was going to say the XFL is creating a Washington football team to overtake the fans of the Washington, D.C. NFL team and try to get them into the NFL. No. Little suspect.
That's a hell of a conspiracy theory.
Little suspect.
What you telling me? One of the most storied franchises in NFL history. They're trying to just boot them out of the league and get this XFL team to take over. You know what?
Well, yeah, dude, they suck.
Dude, that team.
They don't even have a. They literally played, what was it, 1 or 2 seasons without a name for their team? Nobody wants that in the NFL.
That team is a mess.
Yes.
That ownership's a mess.
Your boy DB Sox thinks the XFL is going to be more popular in Washington, D.C. than the Commanders.
Sports in Washington, D.C. is going downhill. The Nationals are trying to sell their team. Apparently now, the Washington, whatever they are, is going to be replaced by the XFL team.
They're the Commanders, actually, right? Or are they the Sergeants? I don't even know. I don't know what they are. Whatever they are, it's not good. They're still going to suck. I'm more interested. I am more interested in watching the Washington, D.C. XFL team than the Washington whatever team they are anymore with
I wonder if they're gonna
whatever ACL busted quarterback they have this year.
I wonder if they're going to be playing with the black footballs again. That legendary black and red striped football.
Dude, I hope that's going to...
I hope they do, too. They need to bring that back.
I am amped up.
Ridiculous. What if they just change the color of the football every game? That would be so crazy.
Right? Oh,
we'll
that'd
see.
be sick.
We'll see. So many possibilities for XFL. But
dude, it's gonna be big.
Let's move on to NFL. So NFL is going to be starting in, I don't know what, 6 weeks?
7 weeks,
something like that?
Is the first week of the NFL regular season. Nobody cares about preseason, so we're not even going to talk about that.
Practice? We're talking about practice? Practice? No, we're talking about regular season. But with football comes fantasy football.
You know your boys DV. Dude, we're going to have a DV podcast or DV squad fantasy football league this year with DV squad / anybody from DV podcast who wants to participate.
Yeah, man. Fantasy football.
It's going to be big.
It's so much fun. So we're going to start doing a little segment from here until the NFL season starts. And we're going to give you the most highest rated running backs of last season and then the highest rated running backs of the upcoming season. So we're going to have a little breakdown. This week, we're going to do running backs.
Let's go.
Our topics we want to hit is who had the most carries last year, who had the most rush yards, who had the most touchdowns, and then who had the most points. And then we'll give you guys the top 5 running backs for next season. So let's go ahead and start with who had the most carries in 2021-2022 season for the running backs. Starting with number 5. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hear it.
Okay. 5, we got Dalvin Cook. Not Alvin Cook, Dalvin Cook, right?
Dalvin Cook, he's injured every year. He's injured every year. He only played 13
games, and he had the 5th most rushing.
Oh, my God.
carries.
Dude, what a workhorse.
I guess that explains why he was injured, right? Maybe?
He's injured every year, man. Every single year. But to be top 5 with those injuries, that's big time. Okay, so 249 for Dalvin Cook.
At the 4 spot, we had Antonio Gibson with 258. Antonio Gibson is so young. He's going to be so good.
Do you think he still continues that track with that team?
I don't know. He did get injured last year too. At the end of the year,
that's pretty impressive too. Though.
But
they were really
he had a really good year last year too, which was his rookie year. And he at the back half of the year last year is whenever he really started his come up. And then he had a good sophomore year as well. So I guess we'll see what happens next year. Joe Mixon at number 3, 292. That dude's a dog work.
That's surprising. Usually he finally broke through and had a good season.
Finally had that year that we've been expecting.
All right, number 2.
Number 2, Najee Harris with 307.
Oh my gosh, they could not
stop
had
nothing
feeding
else.
that. They could not stop feeding Najee Harris.
They had Roethlisberger throwing 10 yards maximum. They had to run the ball.
God, I felt so bad for Najee Harris last year. he got just torched his rookie season. All right, number one.
That dude knocked off 5 years off of his career from that 1 year. All right, number one, the obvious Jonathan Taylor, 332 attempts. That dude just had a insane year.
Massive
insane. We're going to go to rushing yards next.
All right, top 5 rushing yard running backs of last year. Number 5.
Holding the 5 spot strong, Dalvin Cook.
That man's a workhorse, dude.
1,159. He had almost 1,200 yards last year in 13 games.
13
that
games.
Is crazy.
Monster. All right, number 4.
At the 4 spot, Najee Harris with 1,200 yards. Workhorse.
Okay, makes sense. Number 3.
Joe Mixon in the 3 spot with 1,200 yards as well.
Okay, finally. Yep.
5 more yards. One less game, 5 more yards. Nick Chubb at the number 2 spot.
Number 2.
Nick
Chubb was a monster. Did you see that video of him like lifting weights? Oh my god, that dude's the Hulk.
He was squatting like 600 pounds.
That dude is the Hulk.
That bar is not made for 600 pounds.
That thing was gonna snap.
Yeah, dude. There were literally people carrying it on the edges so that thing didn't snap in half. Like, oh my god, that dude is insane.
Number 1,
the clear favorite, Jonathan Taylor. 1,800 rushing yards. He almost had 2,000 rushing yards last year.
Jesus, that's
that
crazy.
Dude.
All right,
that dude's got a lot of upside.
Let's see who's got the most touchdowns of the 2021-2022 seasons for running
So
backs.
there's one name in here that's going to surprise a lot of people. Well, if you kept up with fantasy football last year, you won't be surprised. 5, we got Austin Eckler with 12 touchdowns. Austin Eckler is always a freaking numbers getter, fantasy.
So this includes rushing touchdowns and receiving touchdowns.
Correct.
Okay.
4 spot, Joe Mixon. He had 13 touchdowns.
Just a solid season.
Dude, he just had a solid year last year.
Yeah,
Damian Harris for New England had 15 touchdowns.
Damian
Harris.
He had so many receiving touchdowns. And I think he just got some like rushing touchdowns every now and then.
That's so Patriots-like, though. They always have this running back that always just gets clutch receiving touchdowns or like clutch running touchdowns. That's what they're built.
Am I thinking of that? Am I saying the right thing?
You're thinking of the other running back.
I think I might be thinking of the other running back.
Who got hurt? But Damian Harris
is the former. He's a former Bama running back, right?
Yeah, he's the big boy.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the wrong dude. I'm thinking of
You're
like
thinking
a
of
scat
the
back.
guy who scored the touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. All right. So
at the 2 spot, this blew my mind. James Conner with 15 touchdowns.
Bro.
He only had 750 rushing yards last year. And he had
who did he even play
touchdowns.
for?
Arizona, apparently. 15
Yeah,
touchdowns.
he played for the Cardinals.
I was about to say he made the Pro Bowl, but who
doesn't make the Pro Bowl?
Who cares, dude? It's the freaking Pro Bowl.
What a joke.
I almost said that as an accomplishment. Anyways, 15
All right, number
touchdowns, James Conner. Number 1, consistent number 1 last year, Jonathan Taylor, 18 touchdowns.
Savagery. That guy's crazy. All right, so let's go to the top 5 scoring, most points scored for running backs.
This is where everybody needs to get their notepads and start taking notes because we're getting close to fantasy football year and you guys need to be paying attention to these numbers. This is where it counts. This is where you make the money, right? So, starting at number 5, James Conner, 220.7 points last year. Those touchdowns carried him last year. And he's
There's no way he scores
back.
There's no way he scores that much again though, right?
I don't know, dude. He's such a versatile back. He can run the ball sometimes in between the tackle, but he's such a good receiving back. He scores a lot of touchdowns. I don't know. I have no idea.
I would be surprised if he replicates that.
He's going to be a good flex next year.
Number 4.
Number 4, we got Najee Harris with 226.7. He's all the Steelers had. He's going to be all they have next year. So I would expect similar from Najee Harris. 3, Joe Mixon with 245.9. Breakout year for Joe Mixon. Huge year. Number 2, we had Austin Eckler with 273.8, which this guy, he's 3 years in now?
Dude, he just does everything. He scores touchdowns.
He runs the ball. He
catches the ball.
Everything.
Yards after catch. He rushes the ball between the tackles and on the outside. Like, he does it all. He's so versatile.
He is the perfect, complete running back.
Makes sense for him to be number 2.
Number 1, the clear number 1, Jonathan Taylor. 333 points last year.
Just an animal. You know what? That makes me super curious of what the projected top 5 running backs are for this upcoming season, because those seem pretty cut and dry who those top 5 running backs were last season.
Yeah.
So let's see what the next season has to hold with the projected top 5 running backs. And this is from ESPN.
So the 5th, oh my God. Okay. At the end of this, I got to say where a specific player is. At the 5 spot, we got Najee Harris. His projected points for next year is, sorry, I got to open this. His projected points for next year is 265, which is just slightly less than what he had last year. But
he's going to be
a good year for
again,
him,
though.
dude. He's going to be a workhorse. Yep.
Workhorse.
They got a rookie quarterback coming in, and Kenny Pickett. He's going to be a workhorse. Even if they start Trubisky this year.
Yeah, they got Mitchell Trubisky. That's going to be good competition, you know what I mean? But they're definitely going to rely on him.
The 4th ranked projected running back next year, Derrick Henry, is expected to shoot 265 points next year. He's going to be back if he can stay healthy.
Can't wait to see them stiff arms.
Dude, this dude he's not human. He's just massive.
He's a monster.
He is a beast.
Oh, I can't wait for football season to start, dude. I wonder what the Titans are going to do, if they're going to do anything. Oh,
dude,
man.
No, they're going to get to the playoffs, then Tannehill's going to throw 3 interceptions again, and then they're out. It happens every year. All right.
Tannehill of Miami.
Yeah. The 3rd is Dalvin Cook, projected for 258, slightly more than last year. Dalvin Cook is a good running back. It's just his health.
Chef's got to cook. Know what I'm saying?
Chef Curry in the house. Little Curry.
Chef
The
Dalvin.
2 spot, Austin Eckler, projected for about 300. That is massive.
That makes
points
a lot
for
of
running
sense.
back.
He is a
complete running back. If you can get Austin Eckler in your fantasy draft, you're guaranteed points if you can stay healthy. And the obvious number 1 is Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan
for
Taylor.
320.
That's got to be the first running back off the board, right?
If you get the number 1 draft pick, you're probably picking Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, Austin Eckler's going to be that.
I would think so.
Austin Eckler. Dalvin Cook is always like iffy because he's always injured. You just never know. Like, he just doesn't ever play a full season. So,
but if he's healthy, he puts up numbers. So it's such a
even when he is injured, he puts up
him.
numbers.
Yep, it's crazy. So before we go on to the next thing, I want to say a single player stats, because he's been on a downhill trend a little bit. And I just saw his projected rank for next year, which is mind-blowing. So, the Dallas Cowboys drafted Ezekiel Elliott, 3 years ago? 3 or 4 years ago? And it almost seems like he's kind of just like slowly deteriorated, right? Doesn't have the same legs anymore. Kind of has that vibe.
Dude, like, he's been in the tap fantasy running backs for the longest time. He's always usually been like a first round draft pick. Like, I know he's a 10, but that dude wears crop tops and got a pot belly. That dude has a tummy drum.
If you've ever seen Ezekiel Elliott pregame, this guy is straight up longest yard cheerleader on the sidelines. Straight up. There's no other way to compare it. He is longest yard cheerleader. You know, the black guys in the prison in longest yard. You know, the guys that
unforgettable.
Do like the films. Yeah, dude. That is my image of Ezekiel Elliott pregame. That's it for me. So he is not a 10. And I'm going to tell you why. Ezekiel Elliott is not a 10 because he pours his milk in his cereal before he pours the cereal in. I know you've seen this guy's commercials. His cereal commercials. Homeboy pours his milk in his bowl before his cereal. What kind of psychopath?
That's a 2. That is a straight 2. That's not even funny. That is
no.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Trash. Awful.
I feel so uncomfortable right now. What the hell
Drops
is wrong
him on
with
the
this
fantasy
guy?
league, 15 levels.
Okay, what cereal commercial? I've never seen this dude in any kind of cereal commercial.
You've never seen his cereal commercials?
Is it because he does his feed?
Yeah, dude, he's got cereal commercials off of that.
What cereal is it?
I don't remember, to be honest, but he has cereal commercials.
Dude, I know this dude used to be a 10, but that dude looks straight like an Ewok from Star Wars. Tell me that dude's not an Ewok. An overgrown Ewok. And some pads. If you have not
seen an Ewok from Star Wars, you have got to look up a picture side by side, him next to Ezekiel Elliott. An Ewok next to... Dude, it is
straight Ewok.
Spot for spot. Yeah, it is literally... If you can imagine the cheerleader from Longest Yard as Ezekiel Elliott, it is just as even as that. It is just pure.
Dude, throw a little bull nose piercing on an Ewok. Dude, overfeed him for a month or 2. Boom, Ezekiel.
Give him the old Zion Williamson treatment a little bit. Get a little extra 200 pounds on him or so. Oh my god, dude.
Dude, that's messed up.
So all this about Ezekiel Elliott has me thinking, does he have fantasy value anymore? He's no longer a 10. He's got crop tops. He's very Ewok-y. Pours milk in his cereal before the freaking cereal. Who does that?
That's weird. That dude's solid 4.
Solid. I'm gonna give him a 3. Ezekiel Elliott's a 3 on my list.
You're gonna give him a 3?
I'm gonna give him a 3. I'm not a Zeke fan. I've lost it.
3?
If it was just football, I'd probably sneak in a 6.
Just football,
crop top drops him down to a 5.
The cereal thing, right? The cereal
4.
thing is...
Yeah, the cereal, dude, no brainer. I'd go from 6 to 3 just off the cereal. That does it for me. But on the real note, his projected fantasy value for next year, there's 32 teams in the NFL. 32 starting running backs. He is projected 18th out of that 32.
Dude, they spent way too much money on him, man. That's upsetting.
He's falling off.
Ugh. We'll see what kind of year he has this year, but man, everybody's done with relying on that guy. Their backup is so much better.
I think he's I think Tony Pollard's going to take over. It's going to be good for it. Dude, Tony Pollard just has another burst. It's good for the Cowboys when he's in the game.
That guy's hungry. That guy's
Dude, big time.
I guarantee you, I guarantee you, Tony Pollard does not pour his milk first.
Oh, no. Heck no, absolutely not.
No way in hell Tony Pollard's pouring that milk first. He may be eating his cereal dry.
He just pours it in his mouth out the box.
like a damn good running back. Speaking of damn good running backs, let's talk about a damn good quarterback. There's some news that I saw recently that Joe Burrow had his appendix removed. And that got me thinking of somebody that I know that I wanted to interview in this situation. Very special guest who DV Sox is actually going to get right now. But very special guest also had his appendix removed. Fellow appendicitis victim, please welcome to the show, DV Sox.
Your one and only DV Sox in the house. You know, appendicitis victim, been tortured, sliced open, organs removed. You're just not the same. And we're going to talk about it.
I want to interview DV Sox, and I want to know the inside. I want to get that intestinal fortitude of an appendicitis victim. So, first question. Actually, what did it feel like? That's actually the first question. What did it feel like having appendicitis?
Appendicitis is probably one of the worst pains you can ever feel, on a serious note. It literally feels like something in your stomach is lit on fire inside of you. Like,
it's like you have like a hot coal.
Like a hot coal. Yeah.
Sitting
hot
inside.
coal and just stuck it inside of your stomach.
That
and
sounds
it was just
terrible, dude.
Constant on fire.
That made
Dude, that's what it felt like.
That gave me goosebumps.
And like the only way to kind of help the pain is to just curl up in a fetal position. Because you just kind of take all the pressure off. But it still sucks. Worst pain I've ever felt in my life. That's the main symptom. And there's really nothing else there besides a bunch of rolled up intestines. So you'll know if you have appendicitis.
Yeah, so if you got a flaming coal in your side?
Intestinal area.
What side is your appendix on?
Mine's on the right. The weird thing is there's some people who have it on the left. Or they have scars on the left and the right, which is weird to me. But
that is weird.
I think the surgeons have gotten better to where they can pick which side it is. I don't know. It's weird. I only have one scar. It's like 2 inches. And, never been the same.
Is that the story you go with of like that scar you got stabbed in a bar fight?
So how I met my wife was in high school. And she saw me without a shirt on because, your boy worked out, when we were training in baseball, getting ready for the big leagues. That was back when I was like 185, rocked up, and, I decided to lose some weight, dropped down to like 130. And so anyway, she saw your boy without a shirt on, right? And she was like, oh my God, what happened to you? I was like, so I was in this bar fight, right? Like this guy, he just talking smack and, I didn't like it. Homeboy stabbed me. So I got this clean ass stab wound on me. Just looks like a nice 6-inch blade. Just went straight into my stomach. It's nice, clean cut.
And then
That's
you got appendicitis from it.
And then it so happened to hit my appendix and it was on fire. And then they just took it out from the same slice. I mean, it just all worked out.
This
perfect.
This bar fight, this guy you're fighting with, he just so happened to be a doctor also, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, no, yeah, he cut it out himself. He's happy enough to do that.
This bar in a hospital? Is that what this was? It was a hospital.
There was no
bar.
alcohol involved. Yeah, I may have been intoxicated with drugs and slightly delusional.
Oh my God, dude. That's hilarious. All right, so that was a serious note. Serious thing. Appendicitis, no joke. If you feel like you have a burning coal in your belly, go to a hospital.
Go to a doctor.
What can you say is some sort of bonus skill we can expect from Joe Burrow having one less organ? He's got a little bit more room in his gullet now. He's probably got a little more flexibility. So what kind of positives do you think he can gain from not having an appendix anymore, based off of your personal experience? So
for me, my torque is just on another level.
No kidding.
I don't know if you've ever just like, well, you never have unless you have your appendix out, right? So if you've ever had your appendix out, you just feel the difference. You just got the power.
The torque?
So
like
Joe
the
Burrow,
torque in your cheeks?
Yeah.
And their hips,
you ever seen like the Dak Prescott twist, right?
Oh, he's got so much torque.
But
not
on
appendix,
another level.
Not appendix removal.
No, not appendix torque. So Joe Burrow's torque is going to be on another level. This dude's going to sling the ball probably 80 yards on his back foot. He's going to be superhuman with the amount of abdominal torque that is now available.
Wow. Okay. So he's probably gaining at least 20 yards on his throw.
Minimal. It could be.
That's incredible.
40.
Wow. What a blessing in disguise. So
he's superhuman.
Would you say your hip rotation is improved due to this appendix removal?
So for me, at first, my hips were just money. I don't know what happened. It was almost like I had hip replacements. And, I've always had hip
problems. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Growing up, right? I don't know. I came out of the surgery, right? and it was like I had new hips. I don't know what happened. So I'm expecting Joe Burrow to come out and just, be young again, even though he's 25. But he's going to have new hips. He's going to have new rotation, new torque, new hips. He's going to move different. He's already good in the pocket.
He's going to be Shakira out there on the... Look, Shakira out on the field out there. Wow. Okay, so he's probably going to gain... So, don't be surprised if Joe Burrow is having mean games on the ground, just taking off.
This dude's going to be Lamar Jackson this year. That's what I'm saying. Lamar Jackson with Patrick Mahomes' arm. That's what I'm saying. Super human.
I cannot
It's not going to be fair.
I cannot wait.
All because he had the blessing of having appendicitis. And you will not understand unless you have.
All right. Last question. So,
yes.
What was the pain like? Well, I guess you kind of said what the pain was like, the worst pain in your life. So due to this experience, would you say that you and Joe Burrow are now superhuman when it comes to experiencing pain now that you have felt the worst pain that you could possibly feel in your life? Would you say that you could probably, work and grit your way through more situations that are probably less painful now because you've experienced this? It's like another superhuman
This is
power.
crazy. This is huge. Before I say what I want to say, I'm going to talk about the pain one more time.
Okay.
So imagine being 15 years old. I think I was less. Maybe
I don't
12,
have to imagine
years
that
old.
I was 15 years old at one point.
Yeah. So imagine you're back at being 12 years old. You have a coal in your stomach, and your mom thinks you're constipated. Yeah. That's what happened to me. I was on the toilet.
You got them
'cause I
fire
was
shits.
constipated.
Fire shits.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was fire shits. Nothing came out. It was appendicitis. Anyway, after experiencing appendicitis,
Goosebumps.
you can go through anything. Nothing hurts anymore. When you experience the body flames of appendicitis, you are legit superhuman. I have not felt pain since. I not a single ounce of pain. Joe Burrow just had his knee exploded? If that ever happened again, he'd get his ass right back up and get right back under the center. He will not feel pain ever again.
That is incredible. You know what? I have really enjoyed this interview. You've really given us the inside perspective of what Joe Burrow is going through, and I applaud you.
Yeah.
Appendicitis victim survivor.
Appreciate you having me. It's been a pleasure.
What a great time. Thank you for that insight. And I can't wait for this next NFL season. Joe Burrow. God, the torque. I can't wait to see it.
Superhuman Joe Burrow's coming.
Shakira out there. Man.
Shakira.
All right, let's talk about another quarterback though in the NFL that I saw recently. Aaron Rodgers. Everybody's talking about Aaron Rodgers in this Con Air like outfit that he was wearing coming into like practice one day. Did you see it? He's got like the
dude, it was insane.
Muscle shirt.
The
He's
white
got the
t-shirt,
jeans,
the white muscle shirt, the
greasy,
tight jeans,
slick back hair. Like, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great. And then,
I loved it.
And then,
oh wow!
And then your boy DV Macho started to think. Aaron Rodgers has been acting real strange lately.
He has.
And Aaron Rodgers has been looking a little older lately. And
he really has.
There's another guy who has been off the rocks recently too.
Or on the rocks, maybe?
Maybe both. But I am starting to think that Nicolas Cage has taken over Aaron Rodgers' body. And we are now in a realm of Nicolas Cage playing NFL football, and that is why he seems to have lost his goddamn mind.
Aaron Rodgers is Nicolas Cage.
There's
straight up.
You cannot convince me otherwise. That's
if you've seen that picture, there's no other way. That's the only explanation. That's it. There's no conspiracy there.
That's not a conspiracy.
It's the truth.
That's facts.
No, it's the truth.
That's
he's
facts.
Nicolas Cage
Look it
is
up.
now Aaron Rodgers.
And he throws a damn good ball.
He is on the rocks, if you know what I mean.
Also, don't expect Aaron Rodgers to not make any crazy statements. It's only going to get worse because we all know, in actuality, that's Nicolas Cage.
You know how bad Aaron Rodgers was when he was Aaron Rodgers. Imagine him being Nicolas Cage. Mm-hmm. It's going to be twice as worse, if not 3 times.
Yep. So
love it.
DV Macho conspiracy theory is truth theory. DV, that's a new segment. DV Macho True Theory. But you know,
it's all true.
Did you know that the Packers were actually looking at signing Julio Jones? They were actually.
I did not. That would have been huge.
They were actually trying to get him some help, and of course they didn't. They didn't get Nicolas Cage any
Very
help.
Packers-like.
Of course they never do. So
they probably couldn't afford him,
dude. So he actually goes to the Bucks.
Dude, the Bucks lose. I don't want to call him a Hall of Famer because I don't know if he is. I don't think he is. And Antonio Brown, if he was not off the rocks, I would probably say he'd be a Hall of Famer. But then they just go and snag Julio Jones. Like, just lost nothing.
Do you think he's going to be any good? Like, he had a terrible year last year, man.
So Julio Jones has never been a red zone target. But that's not what the Bucks need. The Bucks don't need red zone. They have Mike Evans for that. Mike Evans is big, red zone target. Him and Tom Brady.
They got Kyle Rudolph also.
They have Kyle Rudolph at the tight end. They lost Gronkowski. Kyle Rudolph's going to be huge.
Kyle Rudolph is a good
in the red zone.
Good tight end.
Julio Jones is literally just going to open up the field before they get to the red zone, which is going to be big for them. Losing Antonio Brown.
We'll see how he plays out. He's definitely not the Julio Jones of old at all. But Tom Brady has a way with resurrecting people's careers, and I don't know. I'm excited to see what Julio Jones looks like in a Bucs uniform. If he gains a step, if he gains whatever this Tom Brady syrup is sipping, maybe he starts, I don't know, drinking and eating the same things. Who knows?
And then he'll be 20 years young.
Then he'll be back to 21 years old. Well, Tom Brady
he's not that old, is he?
Tom Brady at
how old is
21
Julio Jones?
Wasn't
like 30?
Julio Jones? Dude, Julio.
Yeah, how old is he?
No.
I'll look it up.
Julio Jones is not 30 years old, dude. Julio Jones has been playing.
He's 33.
You're going to tell me he's 30? You're going to act like 3 years in the NFL is no big deal? Come on.
I mean,
3 years in the NFL.
33 is getting kind of old for the NFL. I guess.
We just saw the Pittsburgh Steelers running back have a year that took 5 years away from his life. Like, Najee Harris lost 5 years of his life in one NFL
from this
season.
Last year.
So
poor guy. Dude got mutilated.
I feel so bad for that guy.
Destroyed.
That guy he has to carry so much, and they just keep giving him the ball.
They're like, here's the ball.
There you go. Yeah. We're not paying you much anyway.
Linebacker to your chest immediately.
Running back's a dime a dozen. But speaking of dime a dozen, you know what's not a dime a dozen? Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is not a dime a dozen. And we've been hearing speculations of KD to the Celtics. And we actually heard that the Celtics turned down a trade for KD because they didn't want to give up Marcus Smart. That is Marcus
How do you not do
dumb. if you ask me.
How do you not... with Marcus Smart's antics in the finals, I would have had no hesitation of doing it.
There's no way. How whatsoever. Do you not give up Marcus Smart? Give up. Of course, Jaylen Brown hurts, right? Jaylen Brown is like one of those, he's like one of the main foundational players for that franchise right now. But give him up. Give up Jaylen Brown.
You're getting KD.
Give up Marcus Smart. You need that guy to try to take you over the next hump. What are we doing here? I don't know, man.
You're getting the best offensive player in NBA history for Jaylen Brown and somebody who has a very bad attitude. I understand Kevin Durant needs lotion on his freaking legs, but Jesus Christ, how do you not make that trade?
Dude, you said that. I think
it's a bad call.
I just think of that picture of like that little sliver,
hockey sticks,
that little sliver of skin, like between his like pants and his socks, and it was the driest leathery skin.
Dude, his legs are ashy.
I was like, that is
like
terrible.
If you scraped his legs with your nails, it would just like flake off. You'd get a couple layers. Dude's mad ashy. Dude's got bad elbows too.
It was so bad. All right,
I thought it was funny though because the day after that story came out, Jaylen Brown tweeted. He literally all he said was shake my head.
SMH.
He knew he was on the trade market for Kevin Durant once he heard that the Celtics were engaging.
Bro,
he did not like it.
Let's be real though. If you're Jaylen Brown and like they're talking about trading you for Kevin Durant, like
you gotta understand it.
Like come on. Who's not on the trade table for Kevin Durant?
Clearly, the Celtics aren't loyal when they traded Isaiah Thomas. Ain't nothing off the table.
Well, Isaiah Thomas isn't Jaylen Brown or
exactly.
Like, he's not Jaylen Brown. Let's be real. Isaiah Thomas is. He can't play defense either. So
probably scored more points than Jaylen Brown.
Isaiah Thomas is like struggling to try to be in the league right now.
Dude had a hip replacement.
Yeah, it's because he was so small. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and transition to the gaming.
Some crazy Tetris. Crazy Tetris music.
All right, so we were talking the other day. I play a lot of sports games. Mainly, what I've been playing lately is 2K. I've been playing MLB 2, or no, MLB The Show. What am I talking about? MLB 2K. They have not made it.
2K, dude. They
wish. Have not made a 2K baseball game, dude. I actually have an Xbox 360 just before MLB The Show came out, just so I could play 2K baseball from years ago.
Dude, that was so good.
From years ago. Good. I played the Red Sox with Kevin Youkilis, Dustin Pedroia. Like, dude, oh my God. Yes. Years ago, I would play that. And then MLB The Show came out, and that changed everything. So.
Now you got glitches and shit.
How do you play sports games? We're big FIFA fans. We don't play Madden anymore. But we're big. Some of us are NBA 2K fans. I'm not really. But MLB The Show, and we want to know how you play your sports games. Do you go my player? Do you go franchise mode? Do you go creative players? Do you do redrafts? Do you do ultimate teams? What do you do when you play these sports games? Paul, what do you do?
So for me, right, I mean, it kind of depends, though. It depends what I'm playing. But my go-to has to be my player. I love to recreate myself. So what I normally do, what I normally do is I just make this outrageous player at first. I make him absolutely disgusting looking with like the most ridiculous features. And then I name him something. So I made a player on like 2K12 the last time I played.
Dude,
his name was James
Beardenstein.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I named him James Beardenstein. He was like a 5'8" small forward who had like a slasher. So all he did was dunk. So he's this midget dude who dunked. So like I don't know. I enjoy my player. Like in any kind of game, NBA, PGA golf, I just love to feel like I am progressing as a player, I guess. I don't know. And then I get to break all the records on the way too, right? Hit like 6 Grand Slams a game in MLB. Like, who doesn't love that? But like, if it comes to FIFA, it's got to be Ultimate Team, right?
Dude,
like,
so
what else do you do besides Pro Clubs?
I will say
it's got to be Ultimate Team.
I am not a my player character. Like, I don't really care. The last my player character I really made and like did anything with was old Jim Duncan.
That was the year I made Beardenstein.
Dude, we had Beardenstein. I had Jim Duncan, and I spelled Duncan Dunkin like Dunkin' Donuts.
We had Russell Eastbrook too. Who else did we have? Sam was somebody too. I don't remember who he was.
Wasn't there like was there a Kevin Durant? Like,
Oh no, Kyle was Kevin Durantula.
So stupid.
And Sam was Russell Eastbrook.
It's just so stupid ass names.
It was so bad. It was so much fun.
Dude, I'm just like thinking back on that, and just the nostalgia of that feeling I get, like the happiness I get from that, just makes me want to like bring it back and come back together and do it all over again, just to see like, oh, this is stupid, just so we can have that one moment 10 years later and talk about it.
Yep. Dude, it was so fun.
But yeah, if we're
2K was
if we're talking Ultimate Teams, or if we're talking FIFA, Ultimate Teams is where it's at, dude. I remember
all the way.
What was it? I think maybe 3 years ago. That FIFA that came out, I had Ultimate Team. We're coming towards the end of the year. The new FIFA was about to come out. I was still playing Ultimate Teams. I opened a pack and had this crazy good card. And then it only lasted for until I got to the next FIFA. Like,
you're like, damn.
I was like, okay.
Good thing the new FIFA's already out.
Well, I guess I got this. I don't even remember who it was.
Guess I'm playing Ultimate.
But it was such a
some Ronaldo
stacked card, and I was like, holy crap! I can't believe I got
this card. That's the worst.
And I was like, well.
That's the worst about Ultimate Team is because you grind Ultimate Team to build this team out. And then they just release a new game like 7 months later, and then you got to start all over. And you better hope you don't spend no money on those Ultimate Team packs.
Yeah, no
because
kidding.
I know damn well DV Derp would not be happy.
DV Derp is not. I don't know what DV Sauce is doing. I don't know how he's looking with his money he's spending on his 2K players, but
he's all about that Fall Guys skins right now.
He's got the old ball and chain around now. I don't know if she's gonna approve of all this wasted money. No, but you know what? Honestly, what I like to do on most sports game is I like to hit the franchise mode hard. I like to
I love
build
franchise.
up teams. I like to do the drafts. I like to do the scouting. I like the minors. I like to make the trades. I like to do it all. I like to be the GM and just control this team, get rid of the trash players that are just crappy, build up the young players, just completely overhaul these teams. I think it is so much fun to do that. I'm actually thinking about doing some sort of like fan franchise mode where if I get into situations where I have to make a decision, I just make like a TikTok and then just put like a vote. Hey guys, I don't know. Hey, between these 3 teams, what franchise should I start with? And then, hey,
that'd be good.
I got these 2 second basemen. What second baseman should I start with? You know, something like that. Or if I'm in a trade position,
that'd be dope.
Hey, I need to make this trade, or free agency. I need a first baseman. What free agent should I take?
Do I sign Bogarts? Do I not sign
Well, he
Bogarts?
Doesn't play first base, but I guess I can make him. So,
dude, anybody plays first base for the Red Sox right now. It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter. They're still going to be trash and get a whole bunch of errors on the way to hitting nothing.
They suck. Franchi Cordero had 3 errors the other day. It's off topic, but Jesus,
the Red Sox have been trash.
Dude, you introduced me to that kind of like style of franchise. So like for me, I used to like just make really short franchises, like I don't know, like 20 games long, play them, win the championship every year because I was really good or super easy. But then you introduced me, and it was back in like Madden 12 whenever we used to play Madden.
It's been a hot minute.
The last one we ever played. And you introduced me to like the scouting and like seeing what you need the most, and then what to draft, and then trading, and then just simulating the whole season to see how all of your work pays off just from like statistics.
Yeah.
Dude, it's such a cool concept.
Yeah.
It's so hard to win.
Dude,
It is so hard.
It can be very grueling. I started a franchise with the Boston Red Sox, and I started it from 2022. I didn't win a World Series until 2037. That
is unreal.
I spent 15 years just grinding 15 years of franchise until I finally won a World Series.
That's drafts, free agency,
dude, the commitment,
everything, trade deadlines.
I will tell you, Riley Green,
just to win 15
Detroit
years.
Tigers center fielder Riley Green, super young dude of today. He was like 37 years old, and he was actually the MVP of the MLB that year, which was so funny.
If Riley Green becomes MVP in the year 2037, MLB The Show's doing something right.
Or you guys need to hire me as a GM.
One or the other.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's it's kind of fun. I want to know how people play sports games because there's so many different ways to play it. But like Sam creates like a million teams with people that he plays. Like he creates like his high school teams. He creates like his college teams. He creates like a family teams where my kids are playing in the outfield. Like he just creates like 10 teams, and then he plays a season with like every single team, every single game. And it's like, dude, it's gonna take you 30 years just to get through a season. I don't know how he does it.
3 games.
I don't know. I don't know how he does it, but that's what he likes to do. And everybody does something different. And I'm just curious what people like to do in sports games. But let's move to our next gaming topic. What games would you like remade, or what would you like a new version, a new updated version of a game or a gaming concept, something like that? I want to go first.
There's so many good games.
I want to go first because I have crazy nostalgia for this one game, which I think we've talked about in previous episodes, of like probably one of my favorite games all time. And it's... Why am I blanking on the name of it? Wow, I wasn't prepared for this. This is the old in me. Fight Night. Fight
Night Champion, dude.
Fight Night Champion. If I could get a new Fight Night, please, the gaming gods out there.
With all the new boxers,
dude,
all the old boxers.
I just want a new updated game.
Tyson.
Like, give me a new updated game to where I'm not playing these old ass. It's still really good. I still play it on my 360. Don't get me wrong,
dude. It is. I've played it too.
I'm still playing that game, but man, I just want an updated, like, good boxing game to where I could just knock some people out, build up some people, and like, oh man, boxing games can be so fun if it's done right, and that's probably the best boxing game of all time, in my opinion. Well,
dude, I think so.
It's Mike Tyson's knockout too. So
Fight Night Champion is super good.
Argumentative, but
and it's kind of weird why they haven't yet, because they make so much money.
I feel like that's an easy one. You could
like.
do. And I don't know.
It's not super intense graphics. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're just slacking a little bit, and they've kind of forgotten about it. UFC's taken over. That's probably
EA's been slacking on some of the sports games, man. They're just not that great anymore.
They're going to shooters now. Shooters is what's popular.
What would you say? What do you got?
So, speaking of shooters, my favorite game of all time, and when I think of the golden age of gaming for me, when I had no worries, didn't have to worry about nothing, and the most I enjoyed ever playing a video game, nothing but enjoyment, Modern Warfare 2. I literally, if they remade Modern Warfare 2, and when I say remake, I don't mean this new Modern Warfare 2 that's coming out in October. I'm talking about make the old Modern Warfare 2 and update the graphics. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want any new maps. I don't want any new guns.
No new guns.
No new camos.
No new
same
attachments.
system. Same kill streaks. Everything the exact same. Just make the graphics Modern Warfare equal. Because that game is the best Call of Duty of all time. That's controversial, but I don't give a damn. That's the best one, no doubt.
That's a good one. I mean,
dude, that game is the golden age of gaming for me. It was so fun. Although the lobbies did get pretty brutal.
Dude, I love...
If you were in voice chat, you had to have a strong mentality to be in voice chat lobbies.
I love you were like raised in these lobbies because I love to hear you in a Call of Duty lobby.
That explains the toxicity now.
You're so toxic. Dude, I just love to hear
toxicity.
It's so funny. It makes me laugh every time. But it also makes me laugh hearing the other people be so toxic too. It's just
it's fun. As long as everybody's having a good time, it's fun.
It just makes me like laugh cry. All right.
I thought of another one that was kind of last minute.
Okay.
Super Mario 64. So like this game on Nintendo 64 is like the golden age of Nintendo 64 games. Like an open world game like Mario, like that was probably one of the earliest open world games. And if they remade this game with today's graphics and like today's abilities, dude, an open world Super Mario game would probably be sick.
I like think about that, and you know that Mario 64. Like I don't remember. I remember playing it, but I don't really remember going anywhere with it. Like I feel like I didn't.
Yeah, nobody really did, right?
I don't feel like I really accomplished anything playing that game. Like I was playing it just wandering around, not really even knowing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like it was just kind of existing in this world of Mario 64 that is like, all right, let me jump on this thing. Let me jump over here. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? I don't know. Like, is there a story mode?
Let's play Star Fox.
Like Star Fox. Hell yeah.
Star Fox is money.
Star Fox was dope. But that's what I think of with 64. It was like, what did I even do in that game? Dude, so
walked around.
I had such a good one that I thought of last minute. And I spent so much time on this game between the sounds, the music, the voices, like the DJ like effects of it. My game that I was thinking of that would be dope if they just remade it. Bless you. SSX Tricky. If they remade SSX Tricky, oh my gosh, just gave it a good soundtrack. Like, man, that game would be so
graphics.
Good graphics. You could, man, the amount that you could do with SSX Tricky.
Then you can make online play, online racing.
Oh my
god!
I like think about it. And I'm like, that game was so much just because the sounds, the music, riding the rails. Like you would hit like the little ice luge areas, like or the ice tunnels, and you could hear your board like scraping. Like
yeah,
and then you would hit that jump, and then you get like your tricky move that you could hit. Oh man, that game was so cool. The Afro dude, the white Afro dude, like
dude. I used to love doing like the breakdance spin on like your head. You spin like your feet in the air.
You'd be, like spinning and your board is like spinning around too.
Yeah,
oh my god, dude. That game would be so dope if they brought back. But it's probably not gonna happen. Man, I felt.
Yeah, I doubt it. Snowboarding is not so popular anymore.
I felt so happy, and then when I just said that, I was like, wow, that's kind of...
just complete downfall.
It's kind of a bummer. Okay, that's not
sad.
Happen. Well...
Let me go play Fight Night Champion on my 360.
Yeah, speaking of which, I think that's... This episode's gone a little long, but man, this is a good episode.
So much.
It was fun. This was fun.
So much to talk about.
I feel bad. DV/D wasn't here today, and he missed out on a good time, but... You should be back with us next week. We had a good time on this episode. Wanted to give one quick thing. If you guys are enjoying what we're doing, please subscribe to us. or go check out one of our social medias. But we appreciate you guys listening, and I guess we'll see you guys next week.
See you. Peace out.
Deuces.